Yo, what's going on, guys? Ankit here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we got a war against Paulo the pilots, and honestly, while entering this war, we thought they were gonna die quite a lot, because in their previous war against D69 they died 24 times, and we were like, okay, we don't expect them to die that much because we don't have that many rank 4 defenders. But we do expect them to die like 12 times, 13 times. So we were just aiming at having our deaths less than 10. And that would have meant that we would win. Or, we would have a very good shot at winning. So going into the war, I had fairly easy defenders. The only one I was a little bit worried about was Wong. But I'll get to that when we get there. I was also being taxied by by the leader, because in the officers chat we planned out the map, and we saw that okay, we don't need one person specifically in the first section, so we can just get someone to double up on my path. So right over there, if you guys didn't notice, I ate a light bleed from Nick Fury, and I think that was a rank 4 Nick Fury. I think so. I'm not 100% sure, but light bleed from Nick Fury in Alliance War is lethal. Like, you just need like 5 ticks to get about half of your health gone. But Kingpin just shrugs it off, which really makes Kingpin a pretty safe option versus Nick Fury on that unstoppable heavy node. After that, we got that Annihilus, and he went down pretty easy, not big of a deal. And then we had this Peni Parker, and this was the most passive Peni Parker I've ever seen. I tried baiting her special attacks so many times, she wouldn't throw it. And I've taken this fight I think I've taken her literally every war. Maybe 1 or 2 wars there wasn't any Peni Parker on Powersnack node, but I'm pretty sure at least I've taken her 4 times, maybe even 5 times. I don't know if that's right over here, but it'll be coming up pretty soon. I think it's right over here. So she got rid of my my overpower, which gave her power, and then I Dex. I think I should have just gone for SB1, but she had her shield up, so I don't think I could have done that. And then she threw that SB2 or SB3. But still, man, Kingpin pretty chunky. He survived it. He only ate like 40% HP. And after that point, I think everything is pretty much under control from here onwards, and maybe I just accidentally hit into her. No, I don't. Okay, or maybe I do in a bit, where I hit into her while she wasn't blocking, so power drain and all that stuff. Maybe it was over here. I don't remember. But yeah, oh yeah, that's what happened. So I threw my SB1 into her block, but the overpower expired right at the end, which was pretty funny. And then we got a rank 4 Terrax, which I think isn't a good placement, but I was like, sure, let's see. I'm going for SB1s. That was my thinking, but then I totally forgot that this is Force of Will. So you're going to see over here Plasma Proc, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is Force of Will. I cannot throw my SB1. So then I think I'm only going for SB3s here, or maybe I just finish him off before that. Yeah, I just finish him off before that. Pretty easy fight, like a rank 4 Terrax, pretty easy. So all these fights are still in the evening up until Wong. And got iBom. I popped a combat regen, and I was pretty certain this is gonna last until the next fight as well, because iBom is gonna go down so quickly. You're gonna see. Was it like a 40-second fight? Let's see. Oh, not even 40 seconds. That's like a 32-second fight. That was pretty cool. And then going into this fight against Sasquatch, I was like, okay, I'm just going to treat this fight as a regeneration fight, so I can at least get up to like 90%, 85, 90%. And I think I do get up to that HP, but I mistime a intercept and he gets me back down to what I started off at. So again, was this a rank 4 Sasquatch? I don't remember. I gotta pay more attention to that. But I do know this was a sick 201. So everything is going fine right over here. And I'm like, cool. This is pretty simple, easy fight. I'm regenning, everything is perfect. And I think that Intercept is coming somewhere over here. Maybe it's the next Wrath cycle. Yeah, it's probably the next Wrath cycle, because I remember I was almost at 90% HP, like 85, 88%. That's when I got hit and lost quite a bit of health. So the goal over here is SP1, but realistically I should just be going for SP2, but I'm just trying to heal up. So right over there, he just like hits me and puts me back at 60%. I was like quite pissed, and then at this point I was a little bit worried that I might give him too much power, but then he threw that SP2 immediately. That just solved a lot of my problems. Yeah, so you know, Sasquatch is, his regen is only an issue if you're fighting him on the boss node or on one of the mini boss placements. Outside of that, his regeneration isn't that big of a deal. So here I'm like, okay, let's just finish off the fight. I don't really want to hit that 1 minute mark. Alright, so going into this Wong fight, I was pretty certain how to do this, and I wanted to push him to SP2. But if I did push him, or if he did throw his SP1, what I wanted to do was I wanted to throw my... I wanted to be careful of what spell he has, because the blue spell is the one that makes him go unstoppable. So things are going okay, and they're going pretty okay, like pretty good in fact. Until this point, I really want to heavy him. And then over here, he gets that blue aura, that blue spell, and I do my heavy attack, which actually does connect and like get rid of the burst. What do you call it? Yeah, it gets rid of the burst damage that I was gonna take, but then he just clips me somewhere, and I fall down to 60% HP once again. So those were my fights for the evening, and then I told, like at that point I remembered that, you know, Wong is gonna give my next opponent a bar of power, and I was supposed to ask the person to throw a petrify as well as the power suppression, but it just phased out of my mind the next day. But anyways, when I woke up I saw that we were losing badly, because Paulo started piloting and they had like 110 fights and only 2 deaths, and I'm like, whoa, really? And I just like stopped trying. I was like, you know, this war is lost. I know every attack bonus matters, but this war is lost. I don't really want to use that many items. I don't really care at this point. And I was just like, you know, it doesn't matter if I die over here. It's not really going to change the outcome overall. Ideally, I would have like boosted to the max, and I would have also used a Power Start 1 boost to make this fight easier. I've done this Mojo like rank 3, or sorry, rank 3 Mojo on this mini before, and he was also during the Mystic Dispersion time, so Mojo is not an issue. I was just like, my head is not in the game right now. I just want to get my path done, and you know, I'm just gonna try and do the bare minimum, because it gets to you. I'm not like trying to say that I'm the one who carries BG2 or the Alliance. No, I'm not like that. There are like so many other players who do a lot more, and the officers do a lot of work. I like, even if someone takes like 10-12 fights in a war, that is nothing to the amount of work an officer has to do to plan out the whole thing. But it still gets to you when you feel like you're giving your best and things aren't working your way. Like losing this war was pretty critical, or winning this war was pretty critical for us, because we wanted to make sure that we don't drop to tier 2. Now, having lost, I mean, we're pretty sure we're gonna lose. Having lost the war, we are 100% or like 95% sure we're gonna drop to tier 2 and we're not gonna hit masters. And that's okay. I don't really think that it was very important for us to hit masters, but going into this season, we knew that we had a fair shot at becoming or at getting masters. And that was the whole game plan from the start. So my head wasn't in the game, and you can see that clearly because this Doom is barely below 85% HP and a minute has passed. So I then looked at the timer. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Just do your part, and we'll see what happens from there. So then I try and focus up a little bit. I try and play Doom the way I'm supposed to play him over here, and we start dealing some damage. But yeah, that was the whole idea, that it's okay. Like I've accepted it right now, that it's fine if we're not masters. We are probably just top Platinum 1 alliance if we can hold on to that. I'm pretty sure we will hold on to that though, like top 5 or something masters, or sorry, Platinum 1. And so that was the whole idea going into, or that was my end result, or my personal observation, that we're just Platinum 1. Like let's stick to it. We don't really need to hype ourselves to being in masters. Next season, it's just gonna get far more harder than this. And there's almost no way we can get masters unless we are like really amped up. We really rack up our player acquisitions, or we somehow manage to die quite a lot less. So it is what it is. I was like in a pretty bad mood. I just didn't want to do any of the fights, but I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna go in. I'm gonna try and clear. I'll admit it that I didn't heal up to the max. I think if I had healed up and I had Power Start 1 boost, that Mojo fight would have been a solo, but it was just like one of those times when you're broken down and you're like, nah, I just give up. But as you can see, Doom is pretty much down by this point. It was quite a long fight. It's usually a 3-minute fight, but I spent like the first minute doing nothing, pretty much, like just thinking about how trash we are, I guess. And then this Mangog, I had to put on an invulnerability boost because I was also going to use that boost for Sersi. And this Mangog is like a rank 4, but he plays so well. He is playing ball with pretty much everything I want him to do. There you go, special 1. So we have all of the 4 or 3 pre-fights on him. And the debuff siphon is actually really good because that actually increases our SP1 damage. And you can see that he is actually reversing his regeneration, even by a little bit, but that's quite okay, I guess, because we have 4 debuffs. Okay, now they're gone, but we had like 4 debuffs up at all times. That's 60% reduction, and then we had the Petrify, which is 40%, so that's 100% already. And then sometimes you get that power lock. So right over there he gets to his SP3, and I just like went for a heavy attack just in case he threw it, but I got lucky and he didn't throw it, and the degen ticked him down. And then we got the Sersi Boss, rank 4, Sig 200 once again. Pretty easy fight. I've done this 2 times now, and there you go. I used up my one of the indestructibles, and then over here I think she only had 1 transmutation. That's why the shock lasted a fair bit. It wasn't like full duration, but it lasted a fair bit. yeah, so I'm just gonna let this play, and we got 3 wars left. If we are in tier 2, there's like no way we're gonna get masters. If we are in tier 1, by like 2% chance, we might get masters if we win all the 3 remaining fights, because we know for sure that at least Paulo is gonna get docked, and there might be like 2-3 other alliances too. But we're not gonna hold our breath for those guys to get docked. That's like really not the style that we want to play. I mean, yeah, they should get docked if they're cheating, but we're not really gonna rely on that. If we're tier 2, I think we need to win 2 wars to get into tier 1. And the last war is not going to be enough points to put us up in Masters, so we are probably just going to stay at top of Platinum 1. I'm okay with it. Like, I've made amends to that. I'm like, sure, whatever, if that's how it's going to be, so be it. I don't really mind. I still enjoy Alliance War. It's just that when you're playing as a Masters, when you're playing the war as a Masters Alliance, you like give far more, and then you see like, yeah, you're not really up to it. And I've given quite a lot of chances, so I'm just gonna change my mentality about this. I'm gonna go in thinking that we're just playing a Platinum 1 war, or as a Platinum 1 Alliance, and maybe that, you know, helps me enjoy a bit more. But yeah, guys, I think the Sersi is pretty much down at this point. She is on her last legs. Yeah, I think she's pretty much gonna be KO'd. I really need to learn how to punish her SP1. It's like void, but yeah, I gotta learn that. Alright guys, catch you next time.